In this video, we're going to showcase a super unique indicator that tracks trends across multiple assets. So if you're trading 3 different pairs, or maybe 5, or maybe even 10, this indicator is going to be the one that you've been looking for. Because with this, you will be able to track trends across those many assets all in one place. Now, to add this indicator to your chart, you want to go to TradingView and then load any trading security that you like. It doesn't really matter. You can also have it in any time frame. And then open the indicator search tab and then type in the name of this indicator, which is multi-asset histogram, and it's gonna pick this one by chart prime. Now, once you've added that indicator to your chart, well, this is how it's gonna look like. It may be surprising at first because what does this indicator even do? Well, to see this indicator in all its glory, we have to maximize the bottom indicator window. So you wanna click on this border and drag it all the way up. Or you can even click on this icon to maximize the view. Now, once we've maximized the window, we're not done yet. You have to hold the control key on your keyboard and then zoom in to this level. This is our indicator, the multi-asset histogram. As you can tell, this is a histogram-based indicator. We have several assets listed on these horizontal levels. By default, they're all gonna be cryptocurrency, but do not be worried because we can actually change each and every asset that we need this indicator to track the trend for. Now, what exactly is this indicator? Well, the multi-asset histogram provides a comprehensive visualization of the performance of multiple assets relative to each other. And that is a key term to remember for this indicator, relative, which means, for example, with these assets right here, it's not going to track the individual trends for each asset, maybe based on the EMA or based on the Supertrend. No, this indicator is not going to use the Supertrend or the EMA or any other trend indicator. What it is doing is it's basically comparing all these assets and tries to figure out which one is more bullish or more bearish in comparison to all the rest. So, for example, if this is found to be the most bullish by this indicator, it's going to be bullish in comparison to the rest of these assets. And this is going to be helpful in the sense that if you're trading, let's say, 10 different assets, then this indicator tells you that this is the most bullish. Well, you would know that out of all the 10 assets that you have, this indicator did a comparison of all the assets and found that this is the most bullish, in comparison to all the rest. And then that this is the most bearish in comparison to all the rest. So the way this indicator does that is by calculating a score for each asset and then displaying it as a histogram. This indicator helps traders quickly identify the trend, the dominant asset in terms of the trend, and the average performance across the assets in the selected group. So this indicator is made up of only few elements. We have the assets listed beside these horizontal levels. Each asset has a number, which represents the trend score. And then we have these vertical histogram bars. These serve as a gauge of the strength of the trend. Obviously, if a specific asset stretches far into the left, that would mean that that asset is bearish in comparison to all the rest. As you can see, the left side is colored red. That indicates bearishness. And then the right side is colored teal. That indicates bullishness. Assets that stretch far into the right are considered bullish in comparison to all the rest. Simple. Now, let's explore the settings of this indicator and see how usable it can be in real life. But before we do that, let's talk about the Forex broker called HenkoTrade. I've been using HenkoTrade for quite some time. As you can see here, this is my live account on HenkoTrade's all-new trading platform called HenkoX. This is actually a new trading platform that they launched recently. It has improved functionality, fast execution, and overall better user interface. The reason why I love HenkoTrade so much is because of their low commissions and spreads. For those of us who love high leverage, well, HenkoTrade offers a maximum leverage of 1 to 500. If all of this isn't enough, they're also going to give you a 100% deposit bonus for all your first deposits of between $100 all the way to $25,000. So if you deposit, say, $500, they're going to give you a bonus of $500, giving you a total of $1,000 to trade with. To access the bonus as well as all the other perks, sign up to HenkoTrade using the link in the video description. Now, back to the video. As you can see, we have the length. this represents the number of bars back to consider for the calculation. And then the source represents the price data source used for the calculation. For this video, we're gonna stick with the default settings, but you can play around with these numbers to see which one suits your preference. And then we have the symbols input. Here you have symbol 1 all the way to symbol 10. You can click on each symbol and you can search whatever asset that you want to track. So if you trade maybe GBP, JPY, you put that in there, you select it, and it's gonna be included in the indicator. As you can see, it's right here. And then maybe you don't trade ETH USD, you're looking for maybe GBP USD. You type that in and there you have it. The third asset could be Euro USD. The fourth asset could be AUD NZD. Maybe the next one is AUD CAD. Maybe you have Euro CHF. Maybe CHF JPY. Maybe you have USD CAD and then USD CHF, Euro GBP. And as you can see right here, I was able to change all the assets that I need this indicator to track. After that, click OK. So this is our indicator, comparing all the 10 assets that we have and then listing them based on bullishness and bearishness, and that is relative to each other. Now, another thing to remember about this indicator is that it's gonna take the time frame of whatever chart that you're using. So if you're using the 4-hour time frame, for example, then as you can see, it looks a bit different. If you're using the daily time frame, it's gonna look different. So per the daily time frame, you can see that these are the most bullish assets relative to all the rest. And then the most bearish asset is Euro GBP. So compared to all these, Euro GBP is the most bearish. If we open up Euro GBP on the chart, we can see that it is indeed bearish. It's actually been bearish like that for several weeks or maybe even months. You could even go to a lower time frame like the 5-minute, and this is the distribution. These are the most bullish assets and these are the most bearish. So if you were to trade and you wanted to know which ones may have long positions, you just take a look to the right and you have your answer. If you want to look for assets that can give you short positions, you just look to the left and you have your answer. Now go ahead and try out this indicator and see if it's going to be a useful arsenal in your trading strategy. In summary, the multi-asset histogram indicator is a powerful tool for traders who need to compare multiple assets' performance at a glance. By providing dynamic visualizations and comprehensive data, it enhances the trader's ability to make timely and informed decisions. That's been it for this video. I hope you found some value. If you did, hit the like button below and consider subscribing to stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you next time.